All right, good evening, everyone. Today we'll be talking about blockchain based games, what is actually MetaRPG, and we will take a deep dive into Shaar universe and try to understand what they're building. I'm saying try to understand because Shaar itself is a complex blockchain based game that is actually utilizing Omchain right now for their active reward program. And today we have Baho from the Shaar team. Uh, Baho, welcome. Should I call Baho or Bahadır?
Yeah, you can
How would you feel comfortable?
you can call me Bahadır.
All right, Bahadır. We're greeting Bahadır here. Welcome, Bahadır. Thanks a lot for joining us. Tonight is going to be a bit long night, probably, because understanding shower game and how it works in the shower universe is actually a complex thing, and I'm fairly familiar with the concept of the game. So again, thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot for being here today. Um, Before we get started, do you have anything specific that you want to add about shower game, or should we just right away start with you and what you're doing at shower game and what is actually shower game?
Yeah, I think that introduction was enough. Thank you for that introduction. Hello everyone. I'm Bahadır. I'm the By the way, you can hear me fine, right? Let's test this first.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can perfectly hear you. No problem.
All right. So, uh, I'm project manager for Shaar Game. I am like, as you all know, in startups, people kind of do more than just one title. So mostly, what I do is I just look what Shaar is doing. I just check every department. I know what they're doing. I listen to every department. I talk with everyone. So I am one of the best people to tell you what Shaar is doing right now.
All right, that's awesome because it's a huge universe. As I said, like I'm fairly familiar with the concept, but it's important for other people to understand what is Shar Universe and what actually you guys are building right now. So let's move on with the first question. Could you please tell us what is Shar game? What is actually focused on, or like, could you summarize what you guys are building right now?
Yeah. So summarizing this is not the easiest thing, but I'll do my best. So, Shar is actually a big story, a fantastic world that is just like, that Lord of the Rings is a different world. There are different races. There are things that are different. Like, for example, there is magic. There are different very different places from our world. Shar is like a fantastic world, just like that. But one thing about Shar is very different. So, in most of the fantastic movies or books that you consume, most of the things are similar. The ground is the same, the sun is the same, there is rain, there is other things. In Shar, the ground is different. It's a tree. There is no sun, so there is no morning, there is no night. The morning and night exist, but they exist from the colors that a specific tree gives out. Actually, two trees. I'm not going to get into all details, but what I'm trying to say here is that the world doesn't feel familiar. It feels like an alien planet, which I think is missing from fantastic novels and movies. So the universe is really unique, and we have 8 races that we have in plan. Uh, we will talk about the races more as we go on. I'm not going to talk about them right now. But so let's come to the Shar game. That is Shar universe. We'll talk about it more. Shar game will be a blockchain based uh, MMORPG, to say the least. We are calling it a meta RPG. But yeah, let's go on with it with your questions. This is like a very short summary.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot because I want to go into more details with different questions. Actually, thanks a lot for the brief summary. Okay, so I am understanding that Shar has its own universe, and that has unique creatures or unique understanding of time, unique understanding of maybe space, and unique understanding of life. In the universe. Um, and you guys are building an MMORPG, blockchain based MMORPG to be specific with that, and you guys are calling it Meta RPG, if I'm not wrong. Could you please, share your opinion about metaverse, the term metaverse, because often we're seeing people talking about metaverse and they are saying that it's to be, your alternative life, or some companies, especially in B2B projects, we see that they're trying to have some online meetings at a simulated office room or like an office space. So, could you please tell us more about what do you understand the term metaverse, and how are you going to be integrating that term with the MMORPG game, and what exactly the meta RPG, the term meta RPG means for you and for the Shaar game or like the team of Shaar game?
Another amazing question. Uh, so, first of all, the metaverses, quote unquote, metaverses we saw, they are not really that impressive. So people are kind of milking this term as of now. That's my honest opinion. So let's talk about, before I talk about meta RPG and what Shaar is and metaverse, I'm going to briefly talk to you guys about the gaming world and the Web3 gaming world in particular. So normal gamers, casual gamers that has nothing to do with blockchain, kind of hate all these Web3 games, the NFT games, because first, they are not really well made. Second, their aim is not to uh, have fun, but their aim is to play to earn, which kills the nature of it being a game to start, and actually pushes gamers away from the blockchain world, even though blockchain actually has a lot of potential for the gaming world.
But before you
Yeah.
move on, could you please tell us what is exactly play to earn? Like the
Yes.
previous blockchain games, we have all been seeing, play to earn, vault to earn, listen to earn, or like move to earn, different things. What is actually play to earn? What does it mean?
If I say Ponzi, will it be too bad? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
no, no. It's not gonna be too bad because people who follow me on Twitter also realizes that I also call it a Ponzi. So there's no problem that you saying Ponzi because I am feeling like when we look at classic games or like Web 2 games, like the video games that we play on our computers or like mobile phones, we actually see a business model where there's a entertaining gameplay for the end users, and for that experience and entertainment people actually pay money. You pay for skins in CS:GO. You pay for some costumes and items in League of Legends, as well as in Valorant, if I'm not mistaken. And you play different games, but either you pay for the game itself, like $30, $50, $100 for the game itself, or you pay for the DLCs, or you pay for the in-game content. The game's free to play, but you pay for the content. Even in the Candy Crush game that we have on our phones, we pay for the diamonds in the game
Paid to
if we
skin.
want to. Yeah, exactly. We pay for the items. So play to earn, unlike regular gaming or unlike Web 2 gaming, play to earn actually claims that users can both have fun and they can get paid. But in that business model, from the economical perspective, I can't understand how a game can be sustainable if it doesn't take any money from its users, and on top of that, pays some money to its users as long as they play. So from my point of view, I don't understand how they can be sustainable. That's why I wanted to hear your opinion about play to earn games, and I believe it would be awesome if you could talk about the differences of the Shard game than those free to play. Sorry, those play to earn games.
All right. Actually, another amazing point. Char will be different from all those play turn games. By the way, let me give this small information. So, as you talked about, there are many ways that gamers can interact with games using US dollars, using real life money, like not real life money, but that's easy way to say it. US dollars, let's say. So, the MMORPG games, which have player to player trade, actually do give out money. You actually can make money from playing those games. I'm not talking about blockchain games. I'm talking about regular MMORPG games. Because the reason for that is there are people who play that game for hundreds of hours. Like let's say Albion, let's say World of Warcraft, let's say Path of Exile, all of those big titles. There are people who play for hundreds of hours and they gather stuff from the game. And there are other people who don't want to play for hundreds of hours, but they want to have the same stuff. So they pay the other users that have worked for it money. So the person who wants to have fun pays the person who has spent time in the game because that game is fun, because that game has created value. The reason play to earns are Ponzi's are because those games do not create value. If everyone wants to spend money just to gain money, you are not going to have infinite money.
Exactly. That's exactly the thing. Like, we don't see the gamer motivation in those play to earn games. To me, they just look like, some people are betting, or some people are putting some money in a Ponzi system, and the only motivation here is to make money. I understand that from games people can make money. I also myself made money playing games by selling in-game items to other players, but I was only maybe 1%, maybe 2%, and it was my full-time job. I used to wake up, I used to play games, I used to run bots. I would have multiple accounts. I would know where to farm for items, where to grind, and then I would get some high quality items in the game, and I would later sell them to the users, or like the in-game currency. I would later sell them to other individuals, and I would make money. That I understand. But in play to earn games, we see that every user is earning something without having high quality gameplay.
Exactly. Like it's worse than a job. I am watching people, like I have tried a couple just to get information, but I watched a lot of people. I haven't seen many people who enjoy those games. They're like, I have to play this for 30 hours to get like $2 from my $100 investments. Like that's torture. So let's talk about those maybe in another time. Okay, so Shaar is a Web3 game, a blockchain game. What makes it different? In Shaar, we are going to try our best to create value for the player. We are going to make it a fun game. We are going to make it a MMORPG. And we are going to have real life metaverse aspects. So, as you talked about it, metaverse is like a term that is milked. Like people are just, yeah, metaverse. And they just throw like a worst virtual world from that Steam game. Like I think Virtual Studio or something. They throw a really bad virtual world and say, oh, yeah, metaverse. They try to sell land and stuff. No. So, Shar, it's going to be a big game. We'll talk about the mechanics in depth soon. But our point is in Shar, first of all, the token flow will mostly be from player to player. One player will want an item, and the other player will have our token, and that's where the exchange will be. We are not going to have, and we are not going to claim to have an unlimited supply of tokens. We are going to have some assets. We are going to have some lands. We are going to have some specific items. We are going to have an NFT market. We are going to sell to players, but the token flow will not be between us and the players. That's not sustainable. It's going to be between players, and we are going to have a cut. And like since as long as we make a fun, enjoyable game, we can make money from classical methods that MMORPGs employ, like cosmetics, like pay to skip, like you talked about. By the way, cosmetics are like cool hats, cool clothes, and pay to skip is like buying uh, things to make you